Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back, because there is a fresh update for Super Mario Galaxy 2. And the main idea behind this update is that several issues have been fixed and some adjustments have been made so the experience runs more smoothly on both Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch. Now, whenever Nintendo keeps the wording that broad, a lot of people immediately wonder what actually changed in practice. And honestly, the answer here is that it sounds like a stability and polish update first and foremost. So if you were running into odd behavior, little hiccups, or anything that felt off during normal play, this is the kind of patch that is meant to clean that up without changing the core feel of the game. Nintendo did not break down every individual fix in the public notes, but it did clearly say the update was made to improve smoothness across both systems, which is the big takeaway for most players. The more exciting part, though, is that Nintendo also added a new story to the Storybook. In the game's official news post, Nintendo says the Super Mario Galaxy 2 storybook follows the adventures of the twin Lumas, Mari and Lu, and the Lady of Shooting Stars, and now there is a new 5th chapter available after you clear any galaxy and obtain a Power Star. One's final chapter is unlocked in the storybook. That is a pretty cool little addition because it is not just a bug fix update doing maintenance in the background. It actually gives longtime players something new to go back for, and for a game like this, even a story edition can feel meaningful, because the whole presentation is part of the charm. What makes this update interesting is that it feels like Nintendo is still paying attention to the finer details of the game long after launch. A lot of updates these days are easy to ignore because they are just general cleanup, but here you have two different layers. First, the practical side, where the game gets adjusted for smoother play. Second, the content side, where the storybook gets a fresh chapter, which means there is at least one reason for returning players to boot it up again and see what was added. And there is one more neat extra tucked into Nintendo's news post. A new track from the latest chapter has also been added to the Super Mario Galaxy 2 playlist in Nintendo Music. Nintendo says the Nintendo Music app is part of Nintendo Switch Online. This is a nice bonus for anyone who likes to listen to the game's soundtrack outside the actual game itself. Nintendo also mentions that Nintendo Switch Online members can redeem new icon elements tied to Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2. So this update is part of a bigger little wave of Galaxy-themed content rather than just a quiet behind-the-scenes patch. If you are making content around this, the angle is pretty simple. This update may not be a massive overhaul, but it still matters because it keeps the game feeling clean and it adds a brand new story beat that fans can actually experience. That is the kind of thing people like to hear about, especially when a classic game gets fresh attention without losing what made it special in the first place.